The Dreyfus Affair. Herzl was a reporter during the Dreyfus Affair. It was then that he realized that the Jewish people needed their own homeland.
Theodor Herzl did not come from a traditional Jewish family. He was from Hungary. Just kidding.
The birth of Zionism. After the Dreyfus Affair, Herzl realized how important it was for the Jewish people to have their own homeland. He then founded the Zionist movement.
Between 1881 and 1939, more than 350,000 people moved from their homes to Palestine. In 1881, because of anti-Semitism, many Jews moved out of Russia to Palestine. They were very poor and conditions were bad. In the second Aliyah, pogroms led to Jews then taking on socialism. They founded Tel Aviv and other kibbutzim. This labor Zionism was influenced by socialism. In the third Aliyah, people moved because of unfair socialist laws. The socialist Jews thought these were unacceptable. They made programs and taught people, then they moved them to Palestine. In the fourth Aliyah, in the mid-1920s, middle-class city dwellers moved because of laws that put Polish Jewish business owners out of business. After this, the Jews living in Palestine went through hard economic depression that put shops out of business. The Palestinians were getting restless and started attacking Jews.
From 1933 to 1939 in Austria and Germany, about 165,000 Jews went to Israel, which was called the Fifth Aliyah. Most of these Jews were scientists and doctors. As you can see here, this is a Jewish scientist that's going to Israel.
A mad scientist.
After the Holocaust, there were about 250,000 Jews that didn't have a home. The Jews that survived wanted to go to Israel, but they couldn't because Israel was controlled by the British. If one of the Jewish people tried to escape into Israel and got caught, they would have to be sent to a displaced person camp.
After the Holocaust, 300,000 Jews were in displaced person camps, also known as prison camps. One man, Harry S. Truman, wanted to have 100,000 Jews leave the camps and go to Britain, except Britain said no and didn't allow the Jews to come in.
Some Jewish neighborhoods were put under attack by Arab troops. One organization, named the Haganah, defended these neighborhoods from danger. A group of people from the Haganah that believed that violence was the right answer to get the land split off and became the Irgun.
A box of bombs were delivered to the British headquarters in disguise as milk cartons. When a Jewish woman called the British headquarters to warn them to get out, the British headquarters ignored her because they thought the Jews couldn't pull off something like that. So when the milk cartons blew up, the British headquarters blew up. The Jews wanted to be let into Palestine, but unfortunately the British said stop and they couldn't be let into Palestine. The British would not let them in, but after many tries, the British gave up and decided to let the UN figure out what to do.
UN came up with a plan about splitting Palestine in half so the Arabs get part and so do the Israelis. However, the Arabs didn't want to do it at all because they wanted all the land. The Jews weren't very happy with it because they also wanted it all, but they took it, and now we are gladly living inside Palestine, now known as Israel.
The Arabs have been attacking Israel since its beginning on May 14, 1948. The Arabs had a large war against Israel. Half of Jerusalem was lost to Jordan. In 1949, the Arabs returned to their homes but never signed a peace treaty. David Ben-Gurion became Israel's first prime minister, and Weizmann became the first Israeli president. Also, a Knesset, or assembly, was elected.